that we got to go pack everything. It's time to go. We got to get out of here. And I was like, okay, so this is going to be not too bad. And then when we got to the point where we were like going towards Houston, and then we got turned around and going to Georgia, I was thinking, okay, this can't be that bad. If we just go to Georgia, maybe we'll come back the next day. And then we were out there for a longer period of time. A couple weeks passed. I was like, okay, we're gonna go back sooner, hopefully. And then my mom was going back and forth with the job and everything. I was just waiting for us to just be like, okay, all right, we're good, everything's back fine, let's go back, we'll try to rebuild the house. But it never happened. Like we couldn't after. And then when she took us down there to see the house, we understood why even more. And I was like, okay, there's no way.
Having to try to hold on to my job in New Orleans and try to keep some normalcy here. Walgreens allowed me to work 4 days on, 3 days off. I drove back 9 hours one way and 9 hours back to get back home to see about them after I put in my 4-day work week. They had me living in a trailer at the back of a Walgreens in St. Tammany Parish. That's what we had to do. Everybody was in the same boat. It was just so widespread. At the same, on my off time, I remember being in the lines for FEMA to try and see about getting whatever aid that they were offering to us at the time, whether you were a homeowner or not. Just being a resident of the area, which always was mute because, I guess I would arrive late, having to work. And then by the time I got closer to it, they would say it was cut off for the day. It was just one disappointment constantly over and over. But, even with that, I did what I had to do and came on back and settled in and made the best of what we could.
The main thing is, it did work pretty good, considering we had 13 people. Everybody pitched in and did their part. We grilled most of the time every day.
Broke down the
and
grill.
It broke the grill. We had to go run by a grill. But I think 2 weeks in, we had to go run by a grill. And it worked pretty good. We had people in the front. But the thing that amazed me most is the generosity of the people. We had more food. We had more stuff.
Groceries.
People brought stuff. They had a biker club that brought money, real money, and gave to my mother and all. And so it was an experience where it was tough for the people that was here, but the generosity of people was kind of caught me. It amazed me to a point. It's been surprised. It's been 10 years, but we look back on it.
Don't feel like 10 years.
No, I don't feel like 10 years. We look back on it. It wasn't that bad, it was family, and that was the thing. We sat out on the steps every evening, and we drank and we talked and we pretty much made the best of the situation.
Neighbors helped, they cooked and stuff. And
right, people brought food, so people were generous. And that was one of the best things about the whole ordeal. The people in the city of Augusta was really, really great, church organizations and all that. So it turned out to be, it made people able to cope a lot better with the fact of loss. I know one night, my niece's husband, we heard a big bang on the door. And I was wondering what was going on. I opened the door, he was crying, like a baby, He said he lost everything, I told him, hey man, your life, you got away with your life, and you go back and you rebuild.